Hey guys, it's Dan, your host of your Dan's Reviews, and today I'm back for another Walking Dead video for today. We are here to discuss The Walking Dead and where we left off, of course, leading into the final half of The Walking Dead coming up this Sunday. We're going to look back on 11B of The Walking Dead and where we left things off and give our updated thoughts. Alright guys, this one's going to be doing another review today. This one's going to be doing another review for The Walking Dead. We are here to do a bit of a kind of minor throwback review, looking back type of video, which I always like to do leading into the brand new halves of The Walking Dead. We're going to look back on where we left off with The Walking Dead and kind of where we are right now as of Season 11, Episode 17. So obviously The Walking Dead returns this Sunday, guys. In 2 days, we're going to get to see Episode 17 and Episode 18. Very much looking forward to the return of The Walking Dead for the final ever episodes of the series. So, this is going to be a lot of fun. Very excited to get into this. However, let's talk about episode 16 and where we left things off. Now, when we left things off with The Walking Dead back in 11B, we had a lot going on. We had Lance. He was kind of trying to come after Maggie in any way he really could. And in this episode, we basically start with Maggie, who's trying to get Herschel to safety. So she leaves him with Negan, right? Which I would have never expected to see that. And Maggie and Negan had a pretty interesting scene there where she actually told him she was starting to trust him, which is a really insane scene for Maggie and Negan. And he even kind of said, like, this is insane, but you know, you got big balls, Maggie Rhee. I got you and I got your boys. So really cool to see that kind of almost like the friction between the two of them kind of stop. The beef isn't squashed, but Maggie has definitely earned a little bit more respect for Negan than back in, 11A and, stuff like that. So, you kind of get to see a little bit more of her starting to trust Negan, which I thought was really cool. Now, we also get to see Lance and Leah, who Leah has been sent to be this, like, killer assassin to go take out Maggie and then show Lance once she kills her. So, he wants to see Maggie when she's dead. And, Leah confirms, like, you will. It's going to happen. You're going to see Maggie when she's dead, that sort of thing. So, we get to then see the rest of the episode. We got Daryl and Gabriel and Aaron that are kind of trying to get to, the Commonwealth. Are out on this search and stuff like that. And you've got some of these soldiers that kind of start plotting against them. And they kind of surround them in this bus yard. And this is, in my opinion, one of the best scenes of the episode, where Daryl kind of gives Aaron that signal and then they start firing their guns. And I kind of didn't realize it until I watched the episode for the first time, that they're not training with the Commonwealth or anything like that. No, they're straight up just fighting them, because they showed that in the trailer for 11B, and I remember I'm like, no, Daryl fighting Commonwealth? Sure. Yeah, it does. It actually happens. So we get a pretty insane shootout there, which I thought was amazing. And even after all these months, that has aged so well. I love that scene so much. Very amazing shootout, very cool, kind of like slow-mo. He passes Aaron the gun. You got Gabriel that stabs the one soldier in the leg. I mean, it's really, really good. And to top it all off, he finds out from the one guy that's bleeding out, where is Lance, where is he going to next? And he says, they wanted to clear the field, maybe about 10 miles out. And as soon as Daryl gets that information, he just shoots the guy. And then, Lance checks in. He's like, yeah, you here? And Daryl's like, he ain't here anymore. Oh, man. So that was really good. I love that. And then Lance starts to get pissed off, right? So now we get Leah that attacks Hilltop. We get to see a major plan set up by Maggie and the rest, who set the Barrington house on fire and blows up almost everybody in there. Now, I will say I still have, again, my alarming flaw with this episode where the Barrington house blows up, but only Leah gets out and, like, another soldier or two. Yeah, the plot armor is a little bit ridiculous, I'm not gonna lie. But we get Marco that's shot, Leah comes after Maggie, and we kind of get this standoff. Now, meanwhile, while this is also happening, you've got the Commonwealth with Max and the rest of them who are kind of writing this article to make Pamela look bad. So that's what's, kind of going on in Commonwealth. However, we get to see Maggie in the woods. Obviously, she kind of splits off from Lydia and the rest. And you get this really dark, like, cinematic scene where it's very horror movie-like. It's very quiet. Maggie's walking through the woods, and then you've got Leah that kind of comes out of nowhere, Maggie shoots her, she nails her, and then all of a sudden Leah knocks Maggie out. Now, the next day she takes her to the cabin, and you kind of got this standoff that goes down. Now, this is obviously our final fight with Leah. This is where we get our confrontation and stuff like that, and I still really enjoy the fight between the two of them. I thought it was really, really exciting. I like that Daryl is the one to kill her as well, too. I think that was really good, and I really, really enjoyed when he shoots Lance, who's outside of the cabin at the time, and he shoots him right on the face, and he, you know, grazes him, right? So, that was really cool as well, too. And then you get Maggie and Daryl that get away, and that's when Lance is like, okay, well, you know what? Now we take it all. So you get probably one of the most cinematic scenes in all of The Walking Dead right here. I'm not even going to joke, like literally one of the most cinematic scenes in all of The Walking Dead. With that music where you see Maggie, Daryl, Aaron, and Gabriel walking through the field on their own outside of, you know, everything. They have basically nothing left. And you've got Alexandria that's been taken, you've got Hilltop that's been taken, and Oceanside that's about to be executed. And obviously they wrap up the episode with whether or not Lance is going to take out Oceanside. He's, you know, going to let the coin decide their fate, I guess. And that's where the episode comes to an end. So I really enjoy this episode. I really do. I mean, I do think there are a few plot armor problems with Leah. I think there are a few problems there, but it's a really good kind of episode to lead into part 3, and I do really enjoy a lot of what they were doing in this episode when it comes to, you know, the fighting, the shootouts, Leah coming back, her battle with Maggie. I mean, that was really, really exciting. And like I said, I think the episode has a few little issues. I'm not going to lie. It's got a few little problems here and there. Like I said, the Barrington house blowing up, that was kind of, you know, and only Leah getting out. I was like, okay, that's a little bit of a plot armor decision there, if you ask me. And I do also think that the episode could have had a few more character deaths. That's the other thing I will say. Like, Marco died. Like, who gives a frig? You know, like, I don't know. I feel like they could have killed somebody in this episode. But, that's about it. So, anyway, this is a great episode to lead into part 3. I am so excited that we are now caught up, and now we are getting ready for episode 17. So let me know your updated thoughts. How do you feel about 11B as a half season? You know, how do you feel about the Commonwealth arc? How have you been feeling about some of these recent episodes? Warlords, The Rotten Core, Trust, Acts of God, some of these recent ones right now. How do you kind of feel after all these months looking back on 11B? Do you think they set up part 3 well? You know, did you have any gripes? Did you have any positives? Let me know. And that is it for this video, guys. Of course, if you're new to the channel, make sure to click that subscribe button so you don't miss any other videos of The Walking Dead. Make sure to also follow me on Dan's The Walking Dead reviews on Instagram, guys. And of course, I'll see you guys really soon for more Walking Dead videos. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.
I've heard stories. Walkers that can climb walls and open doors. I was never sure if they were just stories.